Hi everyone! I'm Bella,
And I'm Natasha.
and in this episode, we're gonna be talking about being in a relationship and being single, and how to be happy in a relationship and how to be happy single, and some tips and tricks.
Oh, yeah. This episode is great because, this way everyone can relate to it.
So true.
As many of you know, I'm single, and and yes, Bella is in a loving relationship. So we're going to share some tips and tricks.
And some personal views, maybe.
Yeah.
So, I feel like the most important thing when you're in a relationship, one of the most important things, is communicating, but not only that, but understanding what you're communicating. Because let's be honest, people talk, talk, talk. Everyone knows how to talk. It's not that hard to say things, but
Yeah.
you have to understand what the other person is telling you. And I used to, before I kind of learned how to get out of my zone of being super self-critical and taking everything to heart. Every time there would be like an argument with friends, because I wasn't in a relationship back then, but it kind of works the same way. Every time I was with friends and they would come up with something they don't like, I would take it super personal. I would take it as like an attack. I would take it like, whoa, they probably want to stop being friends with me. And you have to really stop doing this, because you have to understand that when someone communicates with you, they want to resolve whatever issue there is. They want to open up. They want to talk about, what's wrong, what's right, what they would like to change, maybe. And you can't take it personally, because it's not an attack on you. It's something they want to resolve with you. They
Yeah.
want to have a loving and a good, like, understanding in that relationship. They don't want to create any like harm. Like, you have to really just step out of that and be really aware that what they're saying is something, like, they really want to just help that relationship to grow, and it's not something that's going to harm your relationship. So I really just think that communicating and understanding what the other person is saying, you can also apply it to friendships. I feel like it's very
Yeah.
versatile, but just don't take it personally. Speak what you want to speak, and when they're speaking to you, understand what they're saying and try and resolve it. Be like, okay, what can I do better? How can I change it? Is it something I can change right now? Is it something that is going to be changed in the future?
Mm-hmm.
Really just be honest and really open and honest, and say what's on your mind, completely blunt. And if someone loves you and if you love them, like, it's gonna be something that's gonna create even stronger bond, and it's gonna, like, for the future, it's gonna create like an even, like, a bigger bond, like really strong understanding, strong love. And I feel like that's super important.
Yeah, so true. I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for example, I remember sometimes when my mom is trying to tell me
Mm-hmm.
something she doesn't like, she really likes to talk about it. She's not just like, oh, I didn't like this. And it just it's really important then for me to listen, stay quiet, and not be like, okay, 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 I get
Mm-hmm.
it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I should just study more. No, she wants to tell me the whole process of her thinking. So, 100% listen. Don't interrupt him and be like, oh, yeah, like, I get it right now. You just, okay, I'll be better from now on. No, let them tell the whole thing in their heart so there's no resentment in them left,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't feel like they just told you like be better and you're like yes, I will be better.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because
Yeah.
like the
Mm-hmm.
listening and then the understanding, just like you said, it's just so 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 important to then change the behavior.
So
If
true.
they tell you like please stop, I don't know, making fun of me when
Mm-hmm.
something goes wrong, or like please give me more support, more comfort,
Mm-hmm.
more solution when I need this, then do it. Like find it in yourself to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the simple little things, the
Mm-hmm.
details that you change, and the other person they see it and they're like wow. they're doing this for me, and just like you said, it creates stronger bond with the person. And also the communicating, I really see it now, it's so important. Like in my last relationship, I wasn't that happy,
Mhm.
and I remember back there were multiple times when the person said something to me or did something and I didn't say it. Like how are you supposed to know if I
Mhm.
don't say it out loud? And then they would repeat it. But I mean, of course they would repeat it. Why wouldn't you do the same thing? Wouldn't
Right.
you eat breakfast
Mhm.
every day if I don't tell you, oh, I don't like the breakfast
Mhm.
you're eating or something? Just like communicate and listen. It's really, really important. And even like think about what you are doing,
Mhm.
like the response, because just like you said, it's not a personal attack on you.
Mhm.
It's something that they want to tell you, so they want to resolve
Mhm.
something. It's just it's not that personal. They're not
So
attacking you.
true. They're not attacking you. And also, if there is a problem, then try and find like an actual solution to it,
Mhm.
like actual like real examples of times when you didn't maybe do something you wanted to do, you know?
Mhm.
And find an actual like example of how you can change it and how you can make the relationship better and the like resolve the issue, because it's easy to say, oh, you don't like that I don't have time for you, okay, I'll make more time. But no, you have to be
How do you make more time? Like
right,
plan
like
it. Tell
really
the other
plan it, be
person
like
what's the solution
mm-hmm,
like.
so true, really finding the solution and being really really specific. Be like as you said, like when someone doesn't spend enough time with you, be like, we have to schedule, we're gonna meet up every Friday, for example, every
Mhm.
Saturday, like really schedule it, because that's the only way you can truly make the difference. Because people don't like to make changes and people like to stay comfortable, but comfort is not always the best. Like you want the relationship to be better and more beautiful, and this is the only way it's going to be more beautiful and better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Another thing I have here is make time for each other, and this is kind of what we kind of
Mhm.
brushed on right now. But world is hectic. Your life is hectic. There's a lot of things going on. We struggle to find time even for ourselves
Mhm.
sometimes, and you really have to, like, if you've committed yourself to be in a relationship, it's kind of your responsibility to make time for that person even if things are hectic, because again, that's the way the relationship is going to feel very loving and fulfilling, and it's going to bring you great things. So again, like, schedule at least like once per week to meet up,
Mhm.
once twice per week, like schedule it, make sure to spend time with each other. And because if you don't see each other for, like, again, it's really hard if you're like in a long distance, but is it hard? You can like schedule a call, you can
Yeah, that's what
schedule
I
like an
wanted to
online
say.
date.
If you commit to a relationship and let's say just comes up that you're going to oh sorry that it's going to be long distance
Mm-hmm.
relationship, you either work it out or you break up. Because
So
if
true.
you guys say, okay, it's a long distance relationship, we'll figure it out later. What is it the later? When is it the later? When are you going to figure it out? Like, break
So
up,
true.
heal yourself, and see another person, or do something with it. Because I really cannot imagine that I would tell you like I'm moving abroad and we'll
Mm-hmm.
figure it out.
No, you
What
have to
I'm
figure
going
it
to
out
tell you, I'm going to
beforehand.
come to see you like every 2 3 weeks. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to call each other. We're going to text each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Every 3 days we'll do FaceTime,
Mm-hmm.
just like something. Because if you just figure it out, eventually you'll stop texting each other
Mm-hmm.
and.
It's gonna fall out and it's not gonna be
Mhm.
fulfilling. And this is also important to realize, that a relationship, yes, it's beautiful and it's loving and it's fulfilling and it's incredible, but it's also a commitment, and you have to make,
Mhm.
you can't just let it be there, like, oh, I have a boyfriend, that's it. You have to actively do the work go on dates, watch movies, talk to each other, communicate, maybe try out new recipes, cook together, like find
Mhm.
hobbies that really bring you together, and
Yeah.
hobbies that make you feel super comfortable and super
Mhm.
loved, but don't just like be in it and like that's it. Like, oh, I fought for this guy and now he's mine, done. Like, no, like it's a commitment, and it's something that you have to, I don't want to say sacrifice for, but like loving and being really committed is sometimes sacrifice in a way, not negatively,
Mhm.
but it's something that's there and you have to take care of. The way you take care of yourself, you have to take care of the relationship. It's
Yeah.
different kind of caring, but you have to do it. Don't just let it be there. Don't just let it exist
Mhm.
with like the
Mhm.
title like girlfriend, boyfriend, like make something out of it. Really just work on that. I feel like that's so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. So true. I heard these recently that if you want a stronger
Mm-hmm.
relationship, you want to strengthen. How do you say it? Strengthen it.
Strengthen.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I mean the communication, but also like telling your partner what you like, the love languages,
Mm-hmm.
what you like to do, how do you feel loved and stuff. Because many women, I don't know about men because I don't talk to them ever or like that often.
Mm-hmm.
But I think women usually, I know women usually expect their partner to know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They expect them to read their mind and be like, "Oh, I don't want to tell him I want flowers." I mean, of course, like flowers are like the basic bare minimum. Like you shouldn't maybe be telling him that. That
Mm-hmm.
should be like given from the beginning. But like other things, maybe you want him to bake you something,
Mm-hmm.
to take you out to dinner, movies, something, but he doesn't know that because he's not in your head. Whoa.
Right, like he doesn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
because different people put values on different things. Maybe you
Mhm.
don't care about flowers. Maybe you care about books. Maybe you want him to buy you a
Yeah.
book or something.
And I heard this that if you communicate what your priorities are or like how you want the love to be given to
Mm-hmm.
you, then over time your partner will see what makes you happiest, where the love languages hit the most, and then he can like educate something
Mm-hmm.
from it. Then he can find ways to surprise you with things,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe he thinks from the beginning that it'll be a surprise for you if he buys you a handbag where in fact you really love books and
Mm-hmm.
you don't even use handbag, you just carry stuff in your hand or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Right.
So it's just communicate at first. If you want them to guess what's in your head, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And all those movies and books that promote this, that the guys already know what's in your head, it's just not the way it is.
Right. Like unless you tell them, they're not gonna know. They might know, but they'll always know only from communicating.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to directly be like, "Can you buy me flowers?" But you can be like, "Oh, I really love flowers. Like I saw
Yeah.
these beautiful flowers," and they'll get it. Like
Mhm.
they'll be like, "Okay, she probably wants flowers." Like,
Yeah.
and men love to surprise their women. They love
Mhm.
to give them stuff. They love to see the women happy.
Yeah.
So,
But if you don't tell them
right, if
anything,
you don't tell them,
they ask you like, "What do you want?" and you're just like, "Oh, nothing." Then you'll
right,
get nothing.
literally,
Like I
like if
I remember my mom being like, "Oh, what do you want for birthday?" and she's always like, "Oh, nothing." And then my father buys her something, some
right,
I don't know, like necklace or something, and she's like, "Maybe I actually wanted a handbag." Like, how were we supposed to
literally,
know?
you have to, yeah, you just have to be really honest,
Yeah.
and yeah, and as you said, like the like love languages,
Mhm.
that was another thing I had also written down, but yeah, those are super important. Like
Mhm.
talk about them. Talk
Yeah,
about them,
100%
figure
talk
them
about them.
out.
Don't feel like ashamed or something,
No, no,
cuz
no,
like you can be basically shamed for any of
no.
those
Mhm.
love languages, like the quality time, it can be presented as being needy, or like
Mhm.
gift receiving, it can be seen as materialistic, the
Mhm.
physical touch, it can be seen as many different things, but
Mhm.
it's not shameful to know
Mm-mm.
what you like, and maybe I don't really care for gift giving or gift
Mhm.
receiving, but I care more for physical touch and the
Mhm.
quality time.
And the
And
words of affirmation, maybe
yeah,
like, yeah, just communicate it. We did this with my boyfriend. Like, like he asked me and I asked him. I was like, "What are your love languages? Like, what do you like the most?" Because that really, I mean, you can tell from the person if you know them. Like, you can tell what.
if you
Right.
know them, listen what she's saying. Like if you know them, you don't know them the first few months.
Right. Literally, like if you don't know them, you have to ask. And then when you live with them or you spend
Mhm.
time with them, you will see, like, oh, like this is what they like. Like, you can tell. But when you start dating, no, you don't know.
Yeah, that you don't
And you
know the
just
person.
ask, and it's fine.
Ask about them. People
Mm-hmm.
love to talk about themselves.
They
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 love
do
it.
it. They
But you can
really
try
do.
this with any stranger. Like you go up to them. Okay, if you're a man, it may be harder because you may be seen as a predator. So maybe try it with another male.
Uh huh.
But if you're a woman, it's so easy. You can literally talk to anyone. Like
Literally.
you go to a bus stop and you see a woman there. I just ask her like, "Oh my gosh, your curls are amazing. Are they natural? Like, how
Mm-hmm.
do you do them?" She told me the whole process. She was
Literally.
talking like monologue for 5 minutes
Literally.
about her curls. Like everyone love to talk about. They love it. Like people love
And
it.
I get it. I love it too.
Yeah, I also love it. If
Because
people ask me questions about myself, I'm like, okay, thank you so much for asking. I will now be talking for 100 minutes straight.
but it also shows interest, I
Mhm.
guess, like asking about the person and them like telling you and then you remembering and then
Yeah,
like
the
it's a whole
remembering,
process
it's
like
so important.
it's so important.
I I Oh yeah, yeah, remembering is so important. And that's why we now remember that there's a second part to this episode.
So true.
Tips on being happily single. Because I
Facts,
feel like,
facts, facts, facts.
first off, many teenagers and young
Mhm.
people, they feel the need to be in a relationship
Mhm.
because there are like many funny videos out there being like
Mhm.
statistics have proven that if you have teenage
Ah.
love you will not get cancer or something like that, which is it's not true. Like who
The
did these?
statistics show
What
that
statistics? Who?
they're always like the like when you're 16 you have probably already met the person you're gonna marry. I'm like, how? Like, you
Where?
mean in my
Where?
hometown?
Yeah, have you seen me when I was 16? I didn't even go to school because there was a
Literally,
coronavirus. So
literally.
the only place I was home, which means my true soulmate was probably from like elementary school or kindergarten.
Literally. And I don't even like remember those
Yeah,
people.
one of those people. Those two places.
Literally.
Yeah, because like high school was closed. So,
Literally.
mm,
Like there was no way of like like
or like
meeting people.
yeah, my neighbors, kindergarten and elementary school. It's so not true. Do
So
not
not
rush
true.
into any relationship. And if you just came out of a relationship, I really think, I mean, based on your age, obviously, if you're like 16, 17, 18, 20, you have way more time to. I mean, you always have time to get to know yourself. There's nowhere to rush. I mean, I
Literally.
always try to remember this when I'm talking to myself and thinking about, oh, I maybe should get into a relationship and
Mhm.
meet someone. But what do you want from that relationship? Is it
Mhm.
something that's missing in you? Like, do you
Mhm.
want someone to take you out to movies? If that's the reason, then it's not a good reason to go into a
Mhm.
relationship. Find it in yourself. Like,
Mhm.
obviously, relationships and person loving you, it's something extra. It does add something
Mhm.
to it, like 100%. I'm not saying that it's not, but
Mhm.
um just like fill your own cup first and then let everyone else fall in love with the overflow.
Beautifully said. No, this is so true because a lot of people find ways to substitute the love they don't have in other people.
Mhm.
But I heard this from someone and I don't remember, but I was like watching a video from someone and the girl said that if you have all the box ticked, like you love yourself, you take care of yourself, you value yourself, blah 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 blah, and you still find yourself wanting to be in a relationship, that it is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just
100%.
don't lower your standards, never.
Mm-hmm.
But it is so normal for people to want to be loved,
Mm-hmm. To
and
seek connection.
to seek connection,
and
because that's so human. Like, you want to have probably kids one day, you want to have a partner one day, a husband or wife or whatever. Like, it is okay. Like, don't feel shameful for wanting it. I feel like, because a lot of time I would be like, when I was in a relationship, I would be so like, well, I want a relationship, but like, I don't need it. And like, you never need it, but it's okay to want it. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
always okay if you, again, like, all the boxes are ticked, there's nothing missing, like,
Yeah,
you love
100%
yourself.
tick the boxes. And I mean, ever since I broke up with my partner,
Mm-hmm.
I see it now that I started doing so many new
New
things.
things.
Like
Mm-hmm.
myself, it's such an, I feel like so much more interesting person
Mm-hmm.
right now than I was then. I mean, I started doing new things,
Mm-hmm.
learning maybe even like languages,
Mm-hmm.
new skills. I started like typing on, I don't know how it's called in English, like just like typing with your fingers,
Mm-hmm.
like 10 of your fingers using the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And it like doing these small things like learning new skills and languages and reading more and educating yourself, and really creating
Mm-hmm.
someone in yourself that has many interests and
Mm-hmm.
is just like interesting for yourself. Like you
Mm-hmm.
get, you now have so many activities to do, and it's just,
So true.
it's way more peaceful than, and just, yeah, it's just peaceful living by yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
always remember that the rules, just like, that applies to many things, like it's at least something. It's not applying in here.
Right.
Relationship should not be,
Just
oh, like just something
right? Like, it should
better
be,
than nothing. No, 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 no.
no, it should really add value. That
Mm-hmm.
it should really, how do I describe it? Like, it should be something that is gonna make you feel like, it's not, I don't want to say that it makes you feel like it's better than, how do I say
But like
it? I
a
don't,
bit elevated, or
right, like, it should make you feel like it elevates your life a
Mhm.
little bit. Like, it should, like, once you're in it, like, it has to feel like that. Like, if it doesn't feel like that, it's probably not good. Like,
Yeah.
because you can feel super elevated being on your own, because it's really beautiful finding that peace and love within yourself. But once you are in a relationship, as you said, like, don't just be in it to be in it. Like, it has
Mhm.
to add value to your
Yeah.
life. It has to be valuable
Mhm.
and something just beautiful, and it shouldn't be creating you more stress or toxicity or negativity. Shouldn't be doing those things. Like, a healthy relationship is not going to make you feel any of that. It's going to be peaceful, loving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it.
you
I
know
get what
what
you're. I
Mhm.
get it, and you're 100% right. Like speaking facts as always. uh, this was so lovely. I think we're gonna have to go
Oh
so
my god,
soon.
yes.
But we'll see you in another episode. I want to thank you guys so much for listening to
Thank
us.
you guys.
We really see you out there, our new followers. Thank you so much for
We
being
literally
here.
checked the stats,
Yeah.
and we saw the new followers, and we're like, oh my god, hi, love you.
Yeah.
Love you.
So thank you guys so much.
Thank you so
and
much.
Thank you
And
so
thank
much, Bella.
you. Ah, this was so beautiful. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.